Assalamu alaikum sisters. Today we are talking about the Muslim head covering commonly referred to as the hijab. What is the hijab? A hijab is a veil/piece of cloth that Muslim women wear on their head. Why do Muslim women wear the hijab? It is simply because it is commanded for Muslim women to do so by God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who do Muslim women have to cover in front of? It is stated in the Quran, Surah Al-Nur 24:31, and to draw their veils all over their juyubina, examples, their bodies, face, necks, and bosoms, and not to reveal their adornment except to their husbands or their fathers, or their husbands' fathers, or their sons or their husbands' sons, or their brothers or their brothers' sons, or their sisters' sons, or their Muslim women, example, the sisters in Islam, or the female slaves whom their right hand possess, or old male servants who lack vigor, or small children who have no sense of feminine sex. This means that Muslim women only have to cover in front of non-mahram men. Mahram men are people who Muslim women are forbid from marrying, such as brothers, fathers, and uncles. Women do not need to cover in front of their husbands, fathers, brothers, etc. However, they do need to cover in front of male cousins and any male outside of the mahram definition. It is common nowadays to see the many different ways and styles of how to wear hijab, but what other guidelines we have to follow when covering? How to wear the hijab properly. While wearing the hijab, there are certain parts/areas that the hijab has to cover. These parts include the head, neck, and ears. The hijab also cannot be transparent. The evolution of fashion with hijab. Nowadays, fashion designers are now incorporating modest fashion and hijab onto their runways and into their stores. However, sometimes these lead to incorrect interpretations and attitudes about the hijab. Many people are now starting to question Muslim women and asking why they wear the hijab, and it is our duty to answer their questions correctly. People are stating that it is a recommendation, and some are even going so far as to question why we should have to wear it. Social media influencers. Some social media influencers don't wear the hijab properly and spread the wrong message about hijab. Some examples are when these influencers wear a hijab with their arms, neck, ears, legs, or parts of their hair showing. To young Muslimas and other people, this is very misleading. A Muslimah may think that it's okay for her to do the same thing when she starts wearing the hijab. They also wear tight clothing, which is not allowed in Islam. They are also posing in poses that are not appropriate either. This is not allowed in Islam, and young Muslim girls should be aware this is not okay and they should not copy these behaviors. A common phrase that Muslim women are saying nowadays is that they wear hijab in their heart. This phrase is not correct way of thinking about hijab. The whole purpose for wearing it is in order to remain modest and obey the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Quran, it states, limit or reduce some of their vision and guard their private parts. That is pure for them. Quran 24:30. This shows how hijab is not looking for the interpretation, but is meant to be physically worn to portray modesty. Instead of looking up to influencers for the answers, we should be looking at the Quran, Sunnah, and scholars for guidance and answers. We can use these trusted sources to learn about the hijab and many other issues. In conclusion, the hijab is an obligatory command sent to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it is necessary for women to try their best to wear the hijab. We hope this video helped clear up any confusion about the hijab and helped you better understand the meaning behind wearing it. Thanks for watching!